push all my way there. All right. So as we begin, let's start on our backs. We have blocks. Have a seat. You gotta cross your ankles if you don't have blocks. But if you have blocks, you can keep your feet together. And a sealing in Baddha Konasana. Have your knees supported by the blocks, and then supported on your lower lumbar, that little bolster or blanket or bunch of pillows. And then go ahead, relax. And then open up your arms, palms up. Close those eyes. Settling into your breath, settling into your space. So you're observing the texture of the mat underneath you. You're observing that quality of air around you. That space, akasha, the air is by you. So you're just observing the quality. Is it warm? Is it dry? Is it moist? Oily even? Or humid? Cool, just observe, and from here, breathe in through your nostril, focusing on the tip of your nose. Inhaling one molecule of air at a time in each nostril. Filling all your lobes in your lungs, all the way up to the very top. Hold it at the very top if you can. And then exhale just as slowly until your diaphragm drops and relaxes. And at the very, very bottom, hold it at the very bottom just for a slight moment. And then inhaling again, just relax. From here, looking internally, keeping your eyes closed, gazing between the point, between your brow. That your ajna. It's your third eye. So gazing there. Come to your intention. Forming this intention for your practice. What is your reasoning for getting on the mat? Are you able to take it off the mat? So if you're practicing patience with yourself, you can always practice it off the mat. If you're practicing kindness or nonviolence or truth, just be mindful. Those are your intentions for rolling out of bed and getting on your mat. And now you're going to seal that intention with breath. So again, inhaling all the way to the top of the lungs. Keep holding. Sip a little bit more, Aaron. Keep holding. Relax the shoulders. Keep holding. Sealing the intention. And then exhale twice out of the mouth. 2 big puffs. Relax your shoulders. Relax your belly. From here, feeling that oh so gratitude of your breath. That flower of gratitude for that breath. And then blink your eyes open. Slowly remove those blocks if you have blocks. Slowly exhale, roll over to the side of the mat and then take the bolster out of the way. And then relax on your back, palms facing up in Shavasana. Relax those thighs, let those feet flop out. Come to your resting pose. The corpse pose. Close those eyes. Blink those eyes open. Inhale those arms up to the sky. Keep reaching, wiggle those fingers, rock and roll those wrists. Here you can even interlace the fingers and press your palms up just to stretch out those wrists. And crack those knuckles if you need to. And then exhale, release those hands over the ears, point the toes, stretch and yawn. Get that full body stretch. Squeeze those palms, flex the feet, you can wiggle those toes, rock and roll those ankles. Exhale, pull the right knee into your heart space. Or pulling that right knee toward the nipple line with both your hands. Now imagine standing on that left foot. Here, rock and roll both your ankles, wiggle those toes, and lubricating those joints. Left hand on the belly. Again, imagine feeling that billow in your belly, that diaphragm, breathing all the way and fill that belly up with breath. Actually, the air doesn't actually go down your belly, but you can feel it rise and fall. Exhale, pull that right knee out to the right side. Here you can keep your feet flexed. Close those eyes. Again, feel for that belly breath. Observing any tightness in the groin, any contracted states, any tightness. And then just keep on breathing slow, textured breaths. Then inhale that knee back toward the center, toward the nipple line, reaching for a belt nearby. So as always, get to self-adjust. If you don't have a belt nearby, you can use your peace fingers of your right hand. You can grab that right big toe and then kick out your top leg, your right leg up to the sky. If you have the belt, place it on the sole of your feet. And again, you can kick out your right foot to the sky, flex your feet. Left hand on that left hip. If you have a micro bend in that knee, that's totally fine. You can try to pull your top toes toward your forehead. Get that full stretch of your right glute. And imagine, again, still standing on that left leg. Left hand on that left hip. Just to ground that pelvis. Breathe here. Observe any tightness in the back of your glutes, back of your right glute. That would be your hamstring. So you're saying, hi, happy hamstrings. Try to straighten out that top knee. Feel that stretch again. Now pull, again, the toes a little closer toward your forehead. You can place your left hand on that left hip, or you can even put it on your left thigh. We're going to get ready for a little crunch row. Inhaling the nose toward that top knee. Exhale, pulling that little bottom hand toward that bottom knee. You can even lift that bottom heel. Keep crunching, keep breathing, and bend that right elbow. Keep trying to pull that top knee toward your nose here. You can even bend that knee and poke your nose with it. And then exhale, slowly back down. Good job. Now swing that right leg out toward the right side. If you need a block to self-adjust, grab one. Place it under the right ankle if you need to. There you can rotate that right pinky toe downward, grounding your left hand on that left pelvis. You can use a bolster or your neighbor or a wall if you need a little assistance with your right leg. Close your eyes. You can extend that left arm out to the side. Just relax your shoulders. Close those eyes and follow your breath. Slowly breathe behind the throat. You can hear that so and hum sound. It sounds like the ocean. They call it the victorious breath. Ujjayi breath. It's almost like you're fogging up a mirror. You can only hear it to yourself. Your neighbor doesn't need to hear it if you have a neighbor in your room. But you can hear it for yourself because you're being attentive. Taking that time to breathe across the heart space and expanding from your heart toward your fingertips. It's called a Udana Vayu. And then you have Vyana Vayu, which is from your shoulders all the way down toward your heart, toward the center. So you have you have 5 Vayus, 5 winds in your body. Prana is one, where it's from your feet all the way up to your crown. And then you got Apana, which is, from your crown toward your exit points. So you got a lot of Vayus here. And you're inhaling that leg back up to the sky, swapping hands on that belt or that foot. Extend that right arm out to the side. Here you can bend that bottom knee and scoot your hips slightly over to the right. Extend that leg back out, and then we're going to exhale slowly, dropping that top leg over to the left. Again, if you need a block or bolster to support that leg, do so. Always baby yourself. And then go ahead, try to twist across the belly. Here you can try to ground that right shoulder if possible, whatever's most comfortable. Just relax, close those eyes. And again, imagine standing on that left leg, nice and tall, and then relax. So it's almost like doing the can, but across your little lily pad, hanging out with your lily pad friends. Just relax. Slow the breath down. Listen for that ujjayi breath. This gets your IT band stretch right here on your right outer hip. Slow it down. Getting that oxygen into those little tight spaces. And then slowly, slowly inhale that leg back up to the sky. Release that belt or foot. Straighten up the spine. Relax the palms up. And close those eyes. Feel that reverberation back into your body, what you just did. Now seal those heels in toward each other. Notice the difference. Observe which one's longer. You can even rub your toes together to find out which leg is longer now. Cool observation. And then now blink your eyes open. Inhale that left knee in toward your heart line. Rock and roll those wrists and toes, those ankles and toes. Pulling that knee in toward the nipple line here. Imagine standing on that right foot. And place that right hand on the belly. Again, feel for that belly breath. They actually teach you that if you have asthma, to breathe all the way down to feel that belly rise. Keeps you relaxed. And then go ahead, pull that left knee out to the left side. You can keep your foot flexed as if you're in a squat. Slow your breath down. Close those eyes and feel for that belly breath and imagine that you're still standing on that right leg. It engages that thigh, engages those hips, and also stretches out your left glute. The glutes have your hamstrings, your happy hammies. Inhale that knee back toward the center. Now again, reach for the belt, place it on the sole of your left foot. Or you can grab with your peace fingers that big toe. Right hand on that right hip again. Here, try to pull the toes a little closer toward your forehead and imagine standing on that right leg. Yeah, that micro bend, that's totally fine. So breathe here and now try to straighten out that knee. Just trying's half the battle. Here, try to pull the toes a little closer toward your forehead. Feel that stretch, any contracted states behind the glute, any tightening. So you're breathing into those little tight spots. Imagine each air molecule with oxygen flowing into those tight spots. Good job. Now we're gonna actually take your right hand and place it on your right lap. We're gonna inhale that chin, nose, forehead toward that top knee. Exhale, pull that bottom hand down toward that bottom knee. You can lift that bottom heel. You can bend that left elbow. Keep crunching, keep breathing. There you can even poke your nose by bending that top knee toward that nose. And then exhale slowly, just as slowly back down. You're using your core muscles. The stronger the core, you're gonna get a stronger back. Exhale, drop that left leg over to the left side. Here again, if you need a block to support yourself, place it on the back side of your left ankle. Rotate the left pinky toe downward. This opens up those abductors, those abductors that take the legs away. You can place your right hand on that right hip. Imagine standing on that right foot, or you can extend that right hand out to the side, palm facing up. Again, close the eyes. Slow the breath down. Imagine laying in this big lily pad pond on the lily pad, hanging out with your lily pad friends, drinking your lily pad drink. It was a relaxing staycation. You don't have to go anywhere. Close those eyes, listen for that breath behind the throat. Kind of sounds like the ocean. Take that time to breathe. And slowly, slowly inhale that leg back up to the sky. Again, swapping hands on that leg and bend that bottom knee. Slightly scoot your hips over to the left and extend that bottom leg out again. We're going to exhale, drop that top leg over to the right. Again, if you need a block, place it under your ankle if you want. Imagine standing on that right leg, straighten up the spine, and then twisting across the belly. You can ground that left shoulder, palms facing up. Just relax there. Close the eyes. And imagine standing on that right leg in that sense you're getting nice and tall along the spine. Close those eyes and breathe across the heart. Listen for that textured breath behind the throat. Slow it down. And slowly, slowly inhale that leg back up to the sky. Release the belt. Allow the leg to rest side by side. Straighten up the spine. Palms facing up. Let the feet flop out. Again, observe your body. The subtle body energy. How you feel after you do those poses, those asanas. Now pull the heels in toward each other. Again, now rub the toes, feel the length of the feet. Are they equally long? Isn't that cool? Now pull those knees in, grabbing your knees in Upasana, wind relieving pose. So go ahead, rock left and right, side by side, massage the side muscles of your back. Drawing big circles with the knees, massage that lower lumbar. Exhale one direction, inhaling the opposite way. So getting some circulation to your lower lumbar. Add a little pressure. It's like a little massage on all your skin cells. Your skin is your biggest organ, so you are just waking it up. All the nervous systems attached. Now pull your knees apart. You can rock left or right. You can grab your ankles if you want. And if you want, you can grab the soles of your feet, pulling the knees into your armpits. You can start kicking left, kicking right, opening up those hips. And Ananda Balasana, happy baby pose. Because when we did this, we were very happy babies. We still are. We're just kind of rocking left and right. Now, try to hold your feet out. So you kind of straighten up the knees if you can. You kind of open up those glutes. And then seal your feet together. Wrapping those fingers around those toes. And put the heels together. So you're almost like in Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. But in a supine, laid back position here. Now we can wiggle those knees. And open up those hips, warming up those hips. And then now release the fingers, let the feet drop down. Coming back into that bound angle, Supta Baddha Konasana, supine bound angle pose. You can make fists, you can place it underneath your thighs. You can even use blocks, place it underneath your knees. You can relax the palms out, close those eyes. Breathe across the heart space here. Place that right hand on the belly. And then breathe into your hand. Take that left hand, place it on your heart. So you're connecting the belly and the heart, the solar plexus and the anahata, the heart, with breath. So you're thinking positive thoughts. So whatever feeds your belly, hopefully it's nice and healthy. So it can feed your heart, make it pump the way it should. I think healthy, beautiful, colorful palettes of food to eat in right proportions. Good timing of the days. Something you can enjoy and flavorfully taste everything, just like breath. Each is a gift, a flower of gratitude. Anything you can imagine, fill up your belly with. And then here, breathing it into your heart, thinking positive thoughts. And here, taking the hand from the belly, place it on your throat. Thinking positive thoughts. So whatever feeds your heart can feed your throat. Make it have that clarity. And when my roommate says, wait until June 22nd, Mercury will be out of retrograde. So that would be today. So whatever that was confusing the past month or so, let that clarity shine today. From your heart to your throat. I bet you there have been lots of misunderstandings and confusions and kerfluxes all throughout the month. So whatever is forming in your heart, let it spread throughout your body too. And then take that hand from your heart, place it on your third eye. So again, one hand on the throat, one hand on the third eye, the point between your brow, the ajna. So thinking positive thoughts, whatever intuition, whatever insight you all have, what you individually you're born with, you're gifted with. Think positive thoughts, connecting the two palms with breath. Whatever insight that may guide you, let it shine through your throat. And then here, rubbing the two palms, nice and warm, killing all those germs you might have picked up. So you feel that warmth, you can even pull your hands apart, just a good micro, 1 millimeter apart, and then squish it back together. Just feel that warmth and keep rubbing. Close those eyes and then palm those eyelids. Feel that warmth from here, just absorbing all that positive energy from your palms. And then release the palms out. Gather your knees together. Placing the feet underneath the sit bones. Grabbing a block nearby, place it alongside your hips. We're going to keep the chin to the chest. You're going to place the palms on the side of the mat. We're going to inhale, lift the hips up slightly. Coming into that bridge pose. You can even interlace the fingers and walk the shoulders under, keeping the feet nice and sturdy. You can even lift those toes, plant them in, and imagine squeezing a block between your knees. Lift the hips higher. Grab the block. We're going to do restorative pose. You can place it on the lowest, medium, or highest setting, placing the block underneath your sacrum, keeping the chin to the chest to protect the cervix of your spine, of your neck. Here, relax the palms up. You're balancing your sacrum on that block. And extend those legs out, pointing toward the corners of the mat. A full breath into your front body. So this is a nice little back bend. Really restorative. That you get the full stretch of your hip girdles. And then here, placing the feet back under, we're going to inhale, lift that left knee, left foot up, rock and roll, wiggle those toes. You're going to balance and swap legs, right knee up, right foot up, rock and roll, wiggle those toes. Now inhaling both the legs up, both feet up. This is your modified legs up the wall. So if you don't have a wall, or if your wall is full of mirrors and things, this is your modified legs up the wall, balancing on the sacrum. So anytime your heart is above your head, it's an inversion practice. So it's good for anxiety. It's good for depression. I'm sure everyone's gone through a little of that during the pandemic. So it's always a good daily practice. And they said, if you do this like yoga 5 times a week, you'll see the full health benefits here. You can start scissoring your legs. You can start swimming like an egg beater. Just opening up the hips. And then here, releasing the feet back down onto earth. Slowly, slowly lift those toes up, plant them firmly into the mat. Lift the hips up, keeping the chin to the chest. Then slowly remove the block and then exhale one vertebrae, just as slow, using control of your core, allowing each vertebrae to land back onto the mat. Now, keeping the feet flexed, you can drop your knees over to the right. Getting that full hip stretch. Now from here, inhaling the knees back toward the center, exhale, drop your knees all the way to your left. It's almost like windshield. Just nice and slow, opening up those tight hips. Inhaling back toward the center, taking your left ankle over your right thigh, keeping your front foot flexed. Pressing your left hand on that left knee. You're opening up that left hip. Good job. If you want to go a little bit more, keeping the feet flexed to protect the knee, inhale the arms through, grab the back of the right hamstring or the front of your right shin. Keeping the feet flexed, you can rock left and right, and opening up those hips. You can even, if you want a little bit more, you can take that top hand, that left hand, right over on top of your right shin, and then clasp with that right hand onto that right shin. So kind of hugging your legs a little closer. Just rocking left and right. And if you want an extra little oomph, if your hips allow, you can fork lift that top leg and then move that bottom leg down just to get that full stretch of those legs. And just baby the leg. Rock left and right. Or just rewind to where you're comfortable. Because eventually you might get your nose to the toe. Eventually. Now keeping the feet flexed, rewinding everything back down, dropping that right bottom heel, keeping that left ankle on that right thigh and that foot flexed. We're going to exhale, drop those legs, swing those legs over to the left, extend those arms out. You can move that bottom foot, bottom heel, top heel around. So again, you get that right outer hip stretch. That's your psoas, your iliopsoas. And the iliopsoas can be very, very tight from sitting or driving. You're at your desk reading a book or on your computer. This will get really tight. You don't realize how many hours you're sitting there too. So a day passes, you're like, oh, my hips are hurting. So this will help stretch that psoas and breathe across the heart space. Close those eyes. And you can move your bottom heel, top heel around until you feel that stretch. Open that outer hip. Closing those eyes. Pay attention to your breath. And then inhaling those knees back toward the center, uncross those legs, taking that right ankle over the left thigh, and press that right knee, kind of open up that right hip. This is good enough, keeping that the top foot flexed to protect the knee. You can inhale the arms through, grab the back of your left hammy or that left shin. Again, keeping the feet flexed. You can rock left and right dynamically. Open up those hips. You can wrap that top arm over your top shin and clasp your hands on the bottom shin. Just keep rocking left and right. And if you want a little bit more, you can, again, fork lift the top leg and extend that bottom leg. Just open up both the legs. And again, rocking left and right. And you might notice one side might be different than the other completely because we always drive with one foot instead of both the legs. So you might favor one leg more than the other. You can even try to touch your toe to the nose eventually. Or you can just rewind to where is most comfortable. And just keep rocking left and right. Breathing into the tightness of those glutes. And then slowly, slowly dropping that bottom foot back down, keeping that right ankle on that left thigh, keeping the foot flexed. We're going to exhale, swing those legs over to the right. You can move that bottom heel, top heel around until you feel that left outer hip stretch. Extend those arms out to the sides. Again, close those eyes. Slow your breath down. The full exhalations and the full inhalations all the way down to the core of your belly, all the way past your tailbone. Slow breath. Slow the breath down. And slowly, slowly inhaling the knees back toward the center. Uncross those legs. Grab your knees, rocking up and down the back. Just massage the back bodies, keeping the chin to the chest. And then we're going to inhale all the way up into a seated position. Cross your ankles. You can sit in Sukhasana, Indian pose, or Siddhasana where the ankles are in front of each other, pulling the flesh out from the back, or you can even try lotus, but you have to have very good knee, no knee issues. And again, you can also use blocks to help support your knees, or you can even sit on a block, or you can roll the pad. Anything to help your pelvis tilt anteriorly forward. That helps with a lot. So again, pull the flesh from the backside. Inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching, breathing here. Reach for the stars, look toward the thumbs, relax the throat, breathe and reach. Exhale, hands out in front to forward fold. So inhale through the crown. Exhale, walk those fingers out, breathe into the back. So it's not how deep you go, it's all about hinging at the hips. So come out of that pose slightly, breathe into your spine to lengthen through the crown, and then exhale, walk those fingers out. Close those eyes, internally gaze. So again, slowly breathe into your back. And every breath out, walk those fingers out, keep reaching. And then from here, inhale, lengthen, keep reaching. Exhale, walk the hands gently over to your left side, grabbing the left hand with the right. So breathe into your right lung. And then slowly inhaling back toward the center. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, walk the hands all the way to your right, grabbing the right hand with the left. Breathe into your left lung. Slowly inhale back toward the center, inhaling, pressing back up. Now uncross, cross the opposite way. So it's always good to change up your sit bones because we're so used to one side, and you're going to feel this is kind of funny. So pull the flesh out from the backside. For me, I'm used to it. This feels even Stevens, but for you, it just depends. You might be using one leg a lot. You're like, oh, this feels awkward. So you're getting the body used to it. So inhale, arms up to the sky, reaching. Look toward the thumbs. Breathe in and reach. Exhale, hands out in front. Inhale through the crown. Exhale, walk those fingers out. So close those eyes, internally gaze. Inhale through the crown, come out of pose slightly. And then exhale, walk those fingers out. So hinge at the hips. Again, slowly breathe into the back. Exhale, keep walking those fingers out. Get the full stretch of your back. Again, close those eyes, internally gaze, following your breath. So inhale, reach and lengthen through those fingertips. Exhale, walk those hands all the way to your far left. Grab the left hand with the right. Breathe into your right lung. Nice and slow. And then exhale, slowly walk back down toward the center. Inhaling, reaching. Exhale, walk the hands all the way to your right side, grabbing that right hand with the left. Again, breathe into your left lung. Exhale, walk back toward the center and then pressing back up. Good job. Now here, go ahead and rest your hands on the knees. I'm going to inhale, look toward your left shoulder. And then exhale, slowly look toward your right shoulder. And then inhaling back toward the left. And then exhale toward your right. And then coming back towards your center, inhaling back towards your center. You're going to take your right hand, grabbing your left temple, and gently pulling your ear, your right ear, your whole head over toward the right side shoulder. Close those eyes. Breathe into your neck. And then taking that left hand, pointing it toward the ground. Get that full stretch. Now again, breathe into the neck. And then now take that left hand and wrap it behind the back. Again, close those eyes and breathe into the neck. You might observe different parts of your shoulders. Sternocleidomastoid, the scalenes. There's one more. My friend just taught me and I forgot. It's connected to your, not the TMJ, but it's one of those muscles. I'll have to remember him. I'll have to write it down. And then release the hands. Now, oppositely, you can cross your legs again. Always good to wake up those legs. Now, taking that left hand, place it on your right temple. Resting your right hand on that knee. Close those eyes and gently pull your skull over toward your left shoulder. Close those eyes. Again, observe any tightness in that neck. And you're breathing slowly. And then now pointing that right hand down toward the ground. Now observing if there's more of a stretch. Sternocleidomastoid, that's that muscle connecting your clavicle alongside your neck toward your masseter. And then you got scalenes along the back of your neck. You got your trapezius. So you got a lot of muscles attached. Now wrap that right hand behind the back. You might get your trapezius, your rhomboid. You got a lot more muscles going on here. So close those eyes and observe. Feel the stretch. And it might be just very tight from sleeping one side. You might observe. Now unwinding everything. Hands on the waist. Little tiny circles with the neck. It's good to lubricate the top atlas. Nice tiny, tiny circles. And then slow it down. Big, big circles. And the tighter it is, the slower you go. So you're kind of just screwing on your head. First thing in the morning, it's good to like get your head in place. And then just breathing in. And then exhaling gently, dropping your chin to the chest. Are you Veda? A little nollie. Placing the fingertips into the rectus abdominis of your core. You're going to inhale tall. And then exhale, pressing and pulling your elbows in toward each other, rolling the pelvis, letting the skin of your back spread. Drop the head into your lap, spread the skin of your back, pressing into the core, and then quickly release. Good job. Get all that extra gas out, you know. Uncross, cross the opposite way. And then pull the flesh out just to ground the sit bones. It was always good to move the feet. Hands on the waist. Inhale tall. So you went counterclockwise, try clockwise. So if you don't remember, do both. So just kind of go into that part where you're like, oh, my neck is really tight. Let's go this direction too. So just close those eyes, lubricate the top atlas, nice tiny, tiny circles. And then slow it down, big, big circles. And breathe again into the neck. And again, the tighter it is, the slower you go. And eventually, you're going to exhale, drop the chin to the chest. And the hands on the waist, nice and tall. Fingers into the core. We're going to exhale, roll the pelvis, pull the elbows in, press your fingers firmly into your core, your belly, and then let the head drop, spreading the skin of your back. And then quickly release. Good job. Now coming on to your hands and knees. Make sure you can spread your knees as wide. Your feet can be together. You're going to walk the hands out underneath you. Drop the hips. So almost like you're going to do a push-up. And actually, we're going to exhale, drop onto your belly button, and then inhale up, just so you can have a flat back. Here, we're going to do a little bit of wrist exercises. We're going to take your right hand and place the back of the wrist underneath your belly button, curl those fingers and drop the hips. If you are bending your hips, this is going to be too much on your wrist, so you're going to drop the hips. You're going to try to support your palms and curl those fingers because it opens up that reniculum, which is across that carpal tunnel area. So applying a little slight pressure on the wrists. Here, swapping hands, taking that left hand, place it underneath your belly button, curl those fingers, drop the hips. And then swapping hands one more time, curl those fingers, drop the hips. Because in due time, you can try for both your wrists. You're just adding pressure right there. And eventually you might do a push-up on the back of your wrist. And then pressing back into a child's pose. So your knees are nice and wide. You're going to press back into a very, very extended child's pose, resting your forehead on the ground. If you need a block to sit on, you can have that block between the heels and the sit bones. If you need a block for your forehead to give your neck some space, you're allowed to. Just allow yourself to relax. Breathe into your back. And press your palms into the mat. So you're trying to press your sit bones a little closer to your glutes. Or your glutes into your heels, sorry. This is stretching out your hamstrings. And then also breathing into your back, you're stretching out your back. Slow your breath down. You can even pull your palms beside the heels, beside the hips. Relax the shoulders. You can even pull your knees in toward each other if you want a whole back stretch. This is a nice resting pose. It helps stretch out those glutes and the back. Slow your breath down. Count the seconds of your breath. Is it 2 to 3 seconds long? Could it be 3 to 4? Can you increase it one more second? Can it be 5 to 6 seconds? So being mindful of the length of your breath. And at the very, very bottom of your breath, can you hold it for a microsecond? And then at the exhalation, at the very top end when you're completely empty, can you hold it for a microsecond? These are breath exercises. We call it pranayama. And just using the breath as a tool to help calm the mind. That is what yoga is. Yoga is the modifications of the fluctuations of the mind. Our body kind of copies the mind. So if you can calm the mind, you can calm the body. And here, extending those arms back out if they aren't, we're going to exhale, walk the hands all the way to your far left, grabbing that left hand with the right. Breathe into your right armpit, right palm. Inhaling back toward the center, reaching. Exhale, walk the hands all the way toward your right side. Lay that belly on the right lap. Breathe into your left armpit. Inhaling back toward the center. Inhaling, walking the palms to the top of the mat. Exhale, drop your elbows down, your forearms down, your forehead down. Here you can even drop onto your chin. You can pull your sit bones back. Your knees might be underneath the hips. It depends. Allow your heart to melt. This is the puppy pose. Allow your shoulders to relax. You want a little extra stretch of the armpits, you can take your palms together, namaste, and pull it behind the skull. Allow the heart to melt, opening up your shoulders. Breathing into your back. And then exhale, releasing back onto your belly button, coming into Sphinx. Spread those fingers. Elbows may be underneath your armpits, so you can pull them a little further if it's too much on your lower back. You can shake your tailbone. Coming into a Sphinx, release the glutes, roll the shoulders back, looking forward. And then the active portion is pressing your palms into the mat, and then not shaking your tailbone, but like engage your thighs, pressing your feet toward the mat. So that is your active pose. But go ahead, relax, release your glutes, wiggle the tailbone. It's good for that sciatica. Your sciatic nerve goes through that femoral vein, that foramen, that little hole that holds the femoral veins and muscles. And all your nerves goes right there. And so this kind of releases, gives more space. And then inhale, chin up to the sky. Exhale, drop your chin to the chest. Here you can rock your ears left and right. Inhaling back toward the center. We're going to place your left arm across the mat. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Breathe here. Exhale, weave underneath your left armpit again. Walk that left hand to the right here. Relax your chin or cheek again on your top bicep or tricep. Triceps on the bottom, biceps on top. So whichever is most comfortable, maybe the crook of your arm. Close those eyes. Now allow your heart to sink. Breathe into your back. This is a nice stretch for those arms. Giving you a little bit more range of motion. And then close those eyes. Breathe all the way down to your tailbone. So you're giving all those little tight muscles a little extra oxygen from the air, that breath that you breathe in. And rejuvenating those little tight sinewy muscles that don't rarely get oxygen. And then give yourself a generous hug. Tighten up that hug. Give yourself a pat on the back for getting out of bed, for getting this done. And then inhaling back towards the Sphinx. Pulling those elbows back underneath. Spread those fingers. Shake the tailbone. Lifting through the crown of your head. And inhale the chin up to the sky. Exhale, dropping the chin to the chest. If your neck allows, you can rock left and right. Lubricating that bowling ball of a head. Just relax. Inhaling back to neutral spine. Right arm across. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. Breathe in, nice long breath. Exhale, weave it underneath your right armpit, walking that right hand to the left, and the hair relaxing and melting away into the crook of your arm. Allow your heart to drop, letting the space between your shoulders grow. Like a little diamond on your back, just let that brain point grow. Slow your breath down. Close those eyes. Surrender. Practice surrendering. And here, wrap your arms around again. Give yourself a big, generous hug. Because a little self-care goes such a long way. Mentally and physically. And then here, unwinding back. Resting in your hands in reverse Shavasana, reverse corpse pose. Close those eyes. And breathe into your back body here. And then bend those knees, windshield wiper those heels. And massaging those thighs. Open up those hips. And then drop those heels back down, resting on your chin, placing the palms underneath the armpits, thumbs near the nipples. We're going to squeeze those elbows, pull them toward the ribs, pulling your shoulders away from the ears. We're going to gently lift your chin up, coming into baby cobra. So you're using your belly button. You're going to lift those palms up, just to squeeze those elbows. Keep breathing, keep lifting through the crown, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Little baby cobra. So again, When you use the core, you're going to get that stronger back. Exhale, relax back down, resting on your chin. Now we're going to come into locust pose. We're going to again press the palms gently underneath, thumbs near the nipples. We're going to inhale, squeeze those elbows toward the wrist, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to inhale, lift the chin. And now we're going to zipper up those toes and lift the heels. So this is your locust pose, Shalabhasana A. Keep lifting through the crown. And then exhale back down. Good job. Now extend those palms out in front. We're going to zipper up those toes and we're going to inhale, lift those palms up. Now inhale, lift those heels up. So Shalabhasana B. Keep lifting. Now exhale, pull the hands back. And keep lifting those heels. This is Shalabhasana C, locust pose C. Good job. Exhale, releasing back down, resting here on one cheek. Woo, feel your heart thump. Good job. Resting and breathing into your back. Here you can swap cheeks. Getting the full stretch of your neck. Breathing into your back. Now again, resting on your chin. We're gonna place those arms either out in front or beside you. We're gonna inhale, lift back up into locust pose. And the option is to bend those knees and grab your ankles. So this is Dhanurasana, squeezing your knees together as if you have a block. You can kick out those legs and rock and roll on your pelvis. So getting a little massage on the pelvic region and then releasing those ankles. Again, relaxing on one cheek. Slow your breath down, breathe into your back. And then swapping cheeks. Again, relaxing on the other cheek. Feel your heart thump. And then now rest on your chin. Palms back underneath. So we're going to come up into upward dog. So your toes are normally going to be against the mat. Modification, you can tuck your toes if you need to, but we're going to inhale, lift your crown, press through your palms, allow the hips to drop. Your knees can be on the mat, but to engage the thighs and your feet should be down, shine your heart through, roll the shoulders back, look forward. That's your upward dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. I think. We're going to roll over your toes and press back into downward dog. Okay, so that's Adho Mukha Savasana. So that other one was something Savasana. Urdhva Savasana. So here, pedal away at your heels, spreading those fingers. Make sure your hands are as wide as the mat, if not wider than your shoulders. Your feet as wide as your hips, if not wider. Go ahead, keep pedaling away, opening up those tight calves. If you need, you can use a wall or a chair for your palms, or you can come onto your forearms as a modification if it's too much on your wrist. So just kind of pedaling away. Or you can even bend both knees and point the sit bones up, shake the head, and sway your hips left and right, and then exhale, pull the heels back down. Get the full stretch of the back of your legs. Now look between your thumbs, bend both the knees. You can walk up, skip up, or hop up into a forward fold. Make sure your feet are as wide, if not wider than the hips. Bend those knees, lay your belly on the lap. Grab your elbows. Let your body sway left and right, swaying in the ragdoll fashion. You're allowing that lower lumbar to get longer. You might get taller. Every time you practice, you might grow. These are anti-gravity boots. I actually grew a 1/4 inch from when I was 18 to 26, just from practicing every day. Or I try to every day. Let me see, 5 times a week. It's ideal. Here you can even slip your palms underneath your feet, keeping the knees bent so you can have a little bit more balance. You can massage the creases of your wrist. can release everything, you can even interlace the fingers behind the back, keeping those knees bent, lay the belly back, and pull the wrists forward and shake your head and nod. You hear any cracking, you're being your own chiropractor. And then release those palms, inhaling halfway up. So your hands are either on the shins or on your knees, having a flat back, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Again, so you're engaging the spinal muscles, the infraspinalis, supraspinalis, your glutes even, your hamstrings. You're going to exhale, releasing the head back down for full Uttanasana. Inhaling, sprouting hands up. So I'm going to jump over here so you can see. Hands to the sky. Keep reaching, and then here, lift those heels up. Tippy toes. Here you can even dance around. And eventually, exhale, drop the heels, hands together, exhale, hands to the heart. Rolling the shoulders back. Lift those toes up, plant them firmly into the mat. Now relax the palms out to the sides, either shining the palms forward or alongside the inseam of the pants. Close those eyes. This is your Tadasana. So it's like ta-da! It means mountain pose. So tucking the tailbone, engaging the core. Imagine taking your thumb, placing it on your third eye, and your middle finger to the top of the crown. Now pinching the thumb toward the crown, imagine you're pulling a string from the top of your crown all the way to the ceiling, getting taller like a puppet. So you're actually lengthening your spine. Now blink your eyes open, hands to the heart. We're going to lift all those toes, plant them firmly into the mat. Close those eyes. We're going to lean forward. Now lean back. And then come toward your center. Lean toward your right. And then toward your center. And then toward your left. And then back toward the center. Now blink your eyes open. You're going to lean over to your right foot. Place all that weight on the right foot. Inhale that left knee up in space. Rock and roll. Wiggle those toes. We're going to exhale, swing it back behind, dropping the heart, making a micro bend in that front knee. You're going to drop that back foot down, kicking anything out of the way. So you're sealing that back foot down, bending that front knee right over that ankle, not beyond it, just right in front. When it's too beyond, it's unstable and you don't want to weaken your knee. Only time you can bend your knee over is when we're already way down below. So that's better, more supportive, but this is not as supportive because you're using just your ankle. Now hands on the hips, making sure it's parallel with the top of the mat. If not, you're going to move your back foot until it is. Making sure that front knee is right over that ankle. Inhale the arms up to the sky, reach. This is your warrior. Went from warrior 3 to 1. Pull the elbows past those ears. Breathe in and reaching through your fingertips. Now taking that right wrist, pull it over to the right side. So breathe and stretch along that left lateral side. Inhaling back toward the center. Good job. Now exhale, open up those arms out to the side. Hands on the hips. If your hips are not parallel with the side of the mat, you can move your back foot out, making sure that knee, again, the front knee is right over the ankle. You can point it toward the pinky toe, just to open up the hip. If you have the knee rolled inward, it can do a little bit of weakening. So making sure that front knee pointing toward the second or third toe or pinky toe. Hands on the hips. Is your pelvis spilling forward? Is it spilling back? Make sure it's parallel with the side of the mat. Good job. Now inhale, arms out in front and back. Look back and forth. You can flip the palms up to relax the shoulders, but look back and forth, making sure they're in front and behind. Now flip them back down. Now squat a little lower. So you might have to move your back foot a little back. Now imagine placing a library book on your front lap. You're feeling that power of the energy from your heart through your shoulders out toward your fingertips. Now your drishti, your focus point would be your middle finger. Squat a little lower if you can. Good job. Ooh, a lot of work. Now, straightening on the front knee, we're gonna lean forward and then drop that hand on that ankle. Stack that left hand up toward the sky, stacking the shoulders. If you need a block nearby, you'll place it in front of your right ankle or behind. Coming into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Good job. Now inhaling back up. Now you're gonna rotate your ankles so they're parallel to the mat. I'm actually facing you guys now. So we're gonna come into wide angle pose. So your feet are gonna be parallel to the mat. Your hands on the hips, they're gonna be square to the side of the mat. Inhale, chin up. Exhale, forward fold. Dropping the head down. You can drop your hands between the feet. Now inhale, halfway up. So you're pressing through the palms, getting nice length through the crown. And then exhale, forward fold. Bend those elbows. Pull your head toward the mat. If your head is touching, you can shorten your stance. Now grab your ankles. Pull your head a little closer toward the ground. And then now release the hands. Hands on the hips. Bend those knees. Slowly inhale, roll back up. Good job. Now interlace the fingers. So if you're used to interlacing the fingers with the right thumb over the left, try left thumb over the right. If you're opposite, if your left thumb's over the right, try right over the left. Squeeze the palms. Squeeze the shoulders. Open up the heart. Inhale the crown up to the sky. Inhale your chin up. Exhale, slowly bow down. And then pull your wrists forward. Breathe into your shoulders. You can even shake your head and nod. And eventually, release those palms. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands on the hips. Bend those knees slightly. Inhale, curl the crown back up. Now we're gonna point your toes, point your left toe toward the back of the mat. You might be facing opposite because I'm now facing opposite of you. So hands on the hips, make sure they're parallel with the side of the mat. You're gonna have the arms back out in front. We're gonna lean forward and reach, dropping the hand, that left hand onto that left ankle. Again, you can grab a block to put in front of that foot or behind, but you're stacking the shoulders. So your shoulders should be a little one over the other. So you're giving equal length to the torso. You don't want to be slumping over. You want to have torso, core strength. And you're using those blocks, or you can use the ankle or leg as a support. Good job. Now, bend that knee, inhaling back up into that warrior two. So if your knee is right over the ankle, make sure it's pointed toward that pinky toe or second or third toe. Hands on the hips, making sure it's not spilling forward. That pelvis is right, even Stevens, like a cup of tea. And it's parallel with the side of the mat. And then inhale, arms back out in front. Good job. Now flip the palms up, relax the shoulders. Now flip them back down. Now squat a little lower. Now imagine laying a library book on the front lap. Look toward your middle finger. Extend the power from your heart out through your shoulders and out toward those fingertips. Good job. Now, straightening out those knees again. Pointing those toes back parallel. Ooh, hands on the hips. We're going to exhale, forward fold, and then pull the hands out in front into a short dog pose. Now exhale, dropping your heart. So your hands are out in front like a short dog. And drop your forehead. Just relax your shoulders. Relax your forehead. pull your sit bone back in space. Now grabbing a block nearby, you can place it on underneath your forehead, placing your left palm in the center. We're going to inhale that right arm up to the sky, stacking the shoulders. This is windmilling it. And then exhale, dropping that right hand back down the center, placing on the block. Inhale that left arm up to the sky and stack the shoulders. Exhaling, dropping the hand back down. Now scooching your feet together. We're going to squat down, coming into Malasana. Grabbing the block, you can sit on it, hands together, thumbs toward your heart. You can place your elbows into the inner thighs. If you want to ditch the block, you can. You can rock left and right dynamically. And you can place the block in front if you want to play. For those who want to do crane or crow, you can place the palms out in front. You can lean forward, tip onto your elbows, lift one toe or the opposite toe, focus on a point, press into the palms, and the block can help block your fall so you don't fall too far. Engage the core if you want to come and play. And for the rest of you, you can drop onto your tailbone. Eventually extend those legs back out in front. Pull the flesh out of the way. Inhale the arms up to the sky. You can flatten out those palms as if you were holding a tray of water. Pull the elbows past those ears. And then flex your feet as if you're pressing into the ground, into your palms, into the feet. So it's almost like your downward dog. Using your core, your belly button. And then exhale, forward fold. And bend those knees and grab your ankles. Again, you can use a belt. Breathe into the back. Slow your breath down. Go a little deeper, exhaling. Slowly, slowly inhaling up. We're going to get ready for Shavasana, the best and hardest pose for all. They're grabbing the back of the hamstrings. You can even grab your mat to the local real estate along the wall. You want to do legs at the wall? But get your blanket, get your layers on. And engage the core. Exhale, one vertebrae at a time. You can place a bolster underneath your knees. You can baby yourself. You can get eye pillows if you want. Place it on your eyes. This is the last and ultimate pose. And actually the original yoga, this is one of the 12 poses. What it does is integrates everything you've done. So you're kind of subtly feeling the subtle body energy. All the asanas you tried. Even if you didn't get to do it, you are actually trying with your mind. Because even when you go surfing, you don't even need a surfboard. So your mind is very powerful. So slow your breath down. Allow your eyeballs to sink into the eye sockets. Relax your jaw. Relax the tongue. Relax your shoulders. Relax the palms up. Relax your throat. Let your heartstrings relax. Allow your heart to drop. Breathe into your lungs as if they were part of the floor. Allow your belly to relax. rock. Relax your glutes and the back and knees. Let your legs get heavier. Let your heels get heavier. Fully integrating everything you've done today. Feel that satisfaction of the breath. Congratulate yourself for getting on your mat. Each day makes a difference. Each practice makes a difference. Small as it is. And then wiggling your fingers and toes. Keeping your eyes closed. And pull your knees in toward your heart. Rock left and right like a boiled egg. Massaging the side bodies. And then when you're ready, you can exhale to your favorite side and rest there and take 2 deep breaths. And when you're ready, you can press up into a seated position.